Welcome to the channel, everyone. We are playing some RimWorld today, and this is a special session, a brand new series I'm starting, all based on Lord of the Rims. That's right. We're going to jump in with a new colony. Now, there are some scenarios that they have established here when you download these mods, but I've got one set up, which is pretty basic. I wanted something very simple. We've got 3 people, and I'm going to reveal our colonists here in a moment. We've got 500 pemmican, 450 steel, wood, a little bit of cloth, and we got a few weapons, just some basic weapons to get our colonists started in this dangerous world, this dangerous Middle Earth. Alright, let's go. Now for difficulties, we are going to go random, commitment mode. Normally I'd go with losing is fun, but I'm going to take it down a notch to blood and dust because I've never used these mods, so I want to be prepared, and if we get bored, we can always bump it up later. Alright, I've got to deselect a few colonies because we don't want to have gameplay problems, as it's warning me here. So I'm going to take off a couple of the human tribes because they're boring. And I'm going to get rid of the dwarf bandits. And I'm going to drop a elf too. There we go. So we still have a full suite of enemies that will attack us. Let's go ahead and put that population up a little bit. And the seed is... there we go, the Lord of the Rims. Yep, let's dive in. And here's our world. Now let's take a look. We'll zoom in a little bit. I'm looking for a road to settle nearby, and I like to be able to trade, do a lot of good traveling, so a road is very helpful. I see this little road here connects to this long highway that kind of goes all through this temperate forest. So let me select a few of these locations and find the right combination of stone that I'm looking for. I'll be right back. And I found a nice little location right by the road here. We've got a marble, granite, and sandstone combination, which is pretty nice. Also, the growing period here is wonderful, 50 to 60 days. Now, it does say that, but I found this is more of a rough estimate of the growing season, so it could be shorter, could be a little bit longer. A lot of times depends on your events and things of that nature. Alright, but that's going to be our location. So let's go in. I would like to take this up. I'm going to go to the largest size of medium. And let's move on. Now, in terms of ideology, I'm going to skip it. I think it's better to focus on just the Lord of the Rim stuff. I haven't prepared an ideology, so we're just going to leave it inactive. Alright, and I do have a preset already made up, so we can jump right into that. Here we go. So we've got our dwarf friend, Dofer. He's a digger, melee specialist, construction, mining. He's also got some social ability, and he's an artist in his off time. Not to mention he's a brawler, bloodlust, and ascetic. Now, Philogel, she's the elf. And yes, we do have a diverse colony. That's how it goes. In terms of her traits, we've got Jogger, kind, sanguine, and she's a mildly decent combat fighter, but she will get better, trust me. Now, she cannot cook, but she will be in the garden quite a bit, and she can also craft. She's the doctor, as well as any researching we need to do. We'll go with her. Now, the last colonist, but not the least, is Rosa, the Hobbit. She's trigger-happy, iron-willed, and chatty. She's a great shot, and her cooking is where it's at. She's going to be the cook, as you might have assumed. She's also going to be helping in the garden. I think I'm going to switch that. We're going to flip that. That's a little bit better, I think. Now, also, she's a social person, you know, as most hobbits are. I felt like that made sense. So, let's jump into the world. And here we are. Now, as you can see, I've got the Majestic Trees mod, so it gives it a nice little sense of nature here for our stuff. Ooh, looks like we've got some interesting iron ore. So, our mods here do change the way that metal works slightly, so we're going to have to work through that. We do have to start with a little bit of steel, so that's going to give us a head start. Also, some components are sitting here. I don't think I added components, but hey, looks like I had a little issue with my preset. No big deal, no big deal. It sent us with the wrong goods, but that's something that we can work with. We've got 800. This is basically the loadout from the Crash Landed. Although I didn't put any guns because there are no guns available with these mod pack. So we'll just have to build a couple short bows. That shouldn't be an issue. But everything else is good. We got 50 package survival meals. We'll let those get picked up. Get Dofer to equip the mace. There we go. Alright, let's get started, folks. This is going to be great. Now, let me just check a few things on the map. I want to make a few adjustments. I definitely want to toggle on my rebuild structures within my home area. And I'm going to toggle off the automatic expansion of the home. I like to do that myself. I'll set up my own home area and stuff. Now, in addition, let's just look and see. Looks like we can build everywhere. Well, this is fertility, so let's toggle that off for a second. Yeah, we can build pretty much everywhere. There's no swampy areas. That's nice. Now, fertility. Looks like we've got a pretty sweet spot here. There's a lot of fertile ground right here, and we're sitting kind of in between these little hills. There are a couple patches of water, but that's okay. We'll just build around them. So I'm thinking, yeah, let's set up right here. We're going to start with some wood walls. Quick, and they do burn, but again, they're very fast. Actually, let me go ahead and let me do my standard little loadout, or my standard little architecture build here. We're going to do a 15 by 15, and this one room, we're going to build a single structure, I should say, with 3 different rooms in it, and it will serve multiple purposes. So let's do the walls. Okay, that's good enough. In fact, we don't even need the corners, do we? Nope. Now, I'm going to bisect the room right here. Go ahead and fill that in right there. Also, I'll put one more wall right about there. Nice. Now, let's get some doors going here. Okay, this will all start to make sense here in a moment or two. And if you've watched any of my other playthroughs, you'll understand what I'm doing right away. Alright, let's go into production here. Let's see, we can place a butcher table and a few. I'm going to forbid a couple of these things. I just don't want, basically I'm going to forbid everything for right now. I don't want them focusing on the wrong stuff right away. So I'm going to lay it out, but then I'll kind of go through and choose what to build. Let's get some beds down. Just for now. This is all temporary. At least their sleeping stuff is temporary. Well, we could do beds actually, couldn't we? So let's set those up. Here's what I'll do. Destroy these. We'll make beds the very first priority, and we have the wood for it, so that's good enough. All right, let's unforbid that. We can turn them on so that he starts to construct. Let's not forget our growing zones here. This is something the elf and the hobbit can work on while our dwarf friend is building. So that's going to be a rice patch right there. Now over here across from it, I don't want to build too far away from our base, so let's actually build it right over here. Set up a patch for herbal medicine. Nice big patch of that. Now let's get a little bit of fruit in their diet. Down here, that's going to be some fruit, and I think that's going to be it for right now. Of course, we're going to add on a lot more, but I don't want to get too overloaded with growing zones. Now, the only fruit we have available is the pincushion cactus, but it's still good. All right. I think it lasts a little bit longer than most of your standard fruits, too. Okay, so we'll turn that on. There we go. Yep, get those beds working. See, now the hobbit, the elf, and the dwarf all have stuff to do. What's he doing? Oh, I need to go into my work tab. That's something I neglected. Okay, everything else is good here. Actually, let's move that to 2. I'd rather have the elf focused on research than like cleaning and stuff. And I think pemmican's probably the smartest bet in terms of the first thing we should go for. So let's get that going. And I can lay out a few more pieces of furniture here and there while they're up here working. I wish the dwarf would... Why is he harvesting a peach tree? I don't get it. See, that's... Get down here, get to work. That's not your duty. Speaking of harvesting, though, let's get a little bit of food. Maybe just a little bit. We've got some packaged survival meals, and that's great, but... Okay. I can drop my zones here. There's the stockpile zone, and I guess we'll put our dumping zone just like right down here. Oh, you know what? I like to put over the water. That's better. Now, let's do some adjustments. I don't want any fresh corpses out here. We do want corpses out here, but only rotten ones. And that's fine for now. Oh, one other thing. Apparel. You might say, why do you want apparel outside? Well, I want tainted apparel outside. There we go. Alright. Now in here, we will allow corpses, but only animal and mech corpses, no humanoid. And we also don't want rotten stuff. And we also don't want tainted apparel. There we go. Perfect. Now everything has a place. Ooh, he's almost got the beds done. Great. Alright, so everything's moved indoors. Now we're going to set up a little place for them to eat their meals. Because you know how the pawns are about not having a place to sit. Perfect. And this is going to become apparent here. I'm going to set up a little cooking area here. This makes their job more efficient. This set up real quick. Now, in addition to the Lord of the Rings mods, I do have several of my most standard quality of life mods, such as the storage mod installed, and you'll notice some other stuff too, like my shapes mod. Where is it? This that allows me to draw shapes on the map with my structures. So there's some good quality of life stuff. Now, one thing I will warn you guys is that I did get several errors with the loadout here, and I believe that's due to the Lord of the Rings mod specifically. I looked on their pages, and there are several complaints about, errors coming up, but I think the author is not active currently, and so I just said heck with it. I'll just dive right in, give it a try. But if there are any bugs or errors, at least we'll get to experience them together. And we just gotta hope that they're not game breaking. But I'm gonna give it a try. I figure, hey, with the new Amazon show out, it's got me pretty excited for Lord of the Rings. And I know it's gotten a lot of bad reviews, but hey, if you don't enjoy the show, just consider this your alternative. You can come here and we can build our own Lord of the Rings story, right? Anyway. Oh, Rosa's having her first meal, I think, of the colony. Hey, Rosa. That dwarf really builds stuff quick, man. I'm happy with him. All right, let's get the food stations going. Heck with it. Let's just get all this up. I think this dwarf he's capable of it. Now, in here, what we're going to do is we're going to have our raw ingredients. So I want the raw food in here. And I think I'm going to put psychoid leaves in here, too. Probably any tea we have, we'll do that as well. Because that's all made right here. So, perfect. Now here we got pemmican. I'll set up a little spot too, just for some psychite tea. That's going to be handy. I think, in fact, I should probably... Oh, that's a growing zone. I was like, what's going on? I should probably set up a garden spot for the psychite. Because that will help primarily with their moods. You know how dwarves are. They get a little grumpy if they don't have anything to drink. Alright, I need to clear this. There we go. Alright, I think we're good. We are in action. Now, the next step is to actually start researching. But, of course, we're not quite there yet. Let's see, what's Dofer doing? Oh, he's hauling in some wood. Are we out of wood? Yeah, we're pretty close. Let's go ahead and ask the girls to chop us down some trees here. They're still working on these garden plots. I'm going to speed things up. We're going to go full speed. Level 4. I don't know what Dofer's doing. Oh, he's trying to he's trying to do some of his own harvesting here, and he's struggling at it. We're going to do a butcher creature. I'm going to reduce this radius down to just basically our own stockpile. Alright, that's good enough. And has he got what he needs to make this? Yeah, he should. Okay. That's looking good. They're having their little meals. Let's get a recreation item or building down. Oh, look at this. We're out of wood. We'll just use ironwood. No biggie. No biggie. See, if I put it here, the dwarf is going to spend all day trying to chop down that tree. It's kind of ironic that the elf is going to be the one who chops it down. Alright. I just figured it made more sense to have the elf in the garden. You know, it didn't occur to me that she would be the one cutting all the trees down. It's just how it goes. This is a bizarre colony, as you can see, you know. Normally you don't see elves, dwarves, and hobbits living together, but I wanted a mixed race, you know, just so we could experience the benefits of each one. And I think this will be fun. Of course, we're gonna accept basically all races. Any other pawns that want to join, I'm not going to discriminate. That's not what we're doing here. Now, I'm going to wait till we get some wood eventually, but we'll set these down temporarily. Because this room right here is going to be our prison. Oh, I better wait. Better wait till it's finished. Yeah, this will be the prison. This is our kitchen, multi-purpose room. Until when I can get some bedrooms established, or a separate barracks is probably what we'll go with. They'll sleep here. I don't think that hoopstone's built yet. No, not yet. Okay, where's all our wood? Boy, I have a feeling we're going to be burning through this wood real quick. Okay. There you go, Dofer. Good job, my friend. Oh, he's going for the tree. He's going to cut this. It's going to take him all day. Oh, there he goes. Good job, buddy. All right, I want these roofs built. Wait, he saved the freaking oven till the very last thing, didn't he? Prisoners. Now, in addition, we're going to need a table in here. There we go. All right. Ah, yes. The good old hoopstone. Yes. Now, we've got plenty of iron around us, don't we? This is good. This is good news. But, like I said, I gave us a little bit of steel. Oh, this is iron. That's why he can't build it. So the steel's, I guess, not part of the mod. It's just going to sit there in our stockpile? Is that what's going to happen? Same with these components. See, it's unfortunate. I kind of goofed on the preset loadout and put the wrong resources. We'll survive. It's just we're gonna have to do something else here for our cooking. I have an idea though. Yep, we can still do a campfire. Alright, so we'll just set that out here. It's not the most ideal way to do the food, but we need some sort of setup going. You know what, actually, I'm just going to cancel this because it'll be so much better to have it inside here, even though it's going to heat this room up. Something we'll have to deal with. Yeah, it'll just be so much more efficient having this set up here until we can get a little bit of iron. Speaking of which, let's order our dwarf friend to do what he does best. Mine. Once he finishes everything else, our little prison. I like to make a prison a big priority because, you know, if you happen to get a raid early on, you never know. That colonist that you get could be really, really good. Iron, shoot. So, are we even going to be able to get iron from this? I think, do we need to smelt it? That's my question. Crafts, we should probably lay this down too somewhere. Not sure what that does, but oh, it takes iron as well. Okay. We do have a tailoring bench. I'll put that in here. Yeah, fit very nicely right there. Oh, another thing I've just neglected, or just realized that I've neglected, is the light. Oh, our poor little girls don't have anything to do right now. Well, let's have them harvest more. I'm going to start setting them up so that our hobbit friend can cook a little bit. Get a little bit of food going. Oh, perfect. We got some donkeys here. And that reminds me, they didn't start with any bows. So let's make a couple of materials. Thank you, thank you. I'm gonna go ahead and set this. I don't need to. I was gonna specify Philgel do it, but I think she'll figure it out. Alright, we don't have pemmican available yet, so we're just gonna do some simple meals. Set it up like this. I don't want to be wasteful, so there we go. 20 is probably more than enough. That also reminds me, we got to place some psychite for our friends. I nearly forgot. One of them would have a fit, and we'd have no way to increase their mood. Right, that's probably big enough for now. I want to try and keep the wealth to a minimum as well, so we don't get overwhelmed with huge raids. There we go, some psychoid's gonna happen. Very nice, very nice. So he's reaching the end of his construction, his building. We're gonna get some iron nuggets out of this hill over here. Oh look, we've already got some. Yeah, you already did some mining. Awesome, good job, buddy. Do you have enough? Yes. Once we kill a few of these donkeys, we'll make them some better clothing too, some actual pants and shirts and stuff, because they're all just wearing tribal gear. There we go, Rosa. It's gonna be her first homemade meal. I should also include simple meals here. This will make it better for her. There we go. I'll take those off there eventually. This is just going to be, well, once we can research pemmican, that's what we'll primarily eat is pemmican. There he goes. They're all redheads too, I don't know if you noticed. Although Jofor, he's more orange, like the flames. She's got a pinkish hue, a magenta. And where are you at? Yep, hers is almost more orange as well. Alright, Philgel, come on. Get all that stuff. Oh yes, the torches. Now, another thing, what temperature is it? Oh, it's not bad out here. What I'm going to do though, just in case, because I've experienced problems like this before, I'm going to set up some air conditioning units, have them built, but then I'll disallow any resource stocking so that they don't waste the wood unless we get like a heat wave or something. It's the worst thing in the world to get stuck with a heat wave and you don't have like anything ready for it. Alright, there we go. Well folks, I really hope you enjoyed the first round of the Lord of the Rings series. Now this is going to get better, trust me, and I think we're going to see some interesting Lord of the Rings action here as the series develops. So stick around, come back for more, and I will see you then.